Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. So we're just about to get started. Just a friendly reminder for the members of the public. If you can stay muted until you're ready to speak to an application, that would be great. It just reduces any background noise during the hearing. Thank you.
That's 4 o'clock. Very accurate clock. About 150 years old.
Yep. So Mr. Chair, everyone looks like they're in. The recording has started. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome everyone. And let's get the meeting underway. So I will require a mover and seconder for the resolution to convene as Committee of Adjustment for May the 10th, 2023. I've got Lee and I've got Greg. Thank you. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4:01 p.m. on Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023. All those in favor? Carried. So the Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at the public meeting. When asked who wishes to speak to an application, please raise your hand and direct all questions and comments through me. Notice of decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Any person may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days of the notice of the decision. Moving on to today's agenda, if I could have a mover and seconder, please, to approve. I've got Len, seconder Webb. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approves the agenda for the May 10th, 2023 hearing. All those in favor? Carried. And approval of the minutes. If I could have a mover and seconder to approve the minutes of last month's meeting, please. I've got Greg and Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last hearing that took place on Wednesday, April the 12th, 2023. All those in favor? And carried. On to conflicts. Does anyone, sorry, I need a mover and seconder. No, I don't. No motion for conflict. Does anyone have any conflicts, pecuniary interests, or other issues with anything on today's agenda? None declared. Very good. Now we can get to the application. So we have two on the list today, Rosso Lake School and Atkinson. So I will ask Madam Secretary to please introduce the first application.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application A-2023-0009-R for Rosso Lake School is to permit a building to accommodate additional learning space, which does not include a loading space, and which has also is requesting a reduced exterior side yard setback. Written correspondence was received from Raphael Engel of 28 Bright Street and David George of 26 Bright Street, as well as a written response from the applicant's agent. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anyone wish to speak to this application? I see we have Mr. Leclerc in attendance. Do you wish to make any comments?
Hi there. Yes, just that I'm here on behalf of Ross Lake Hall as their agent, and if there are any questions, I'm happy to field them now.
Okay, committee members, questions? Brady.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to add that staff did review the comments that were submitted from the public, and we're in the opinion that an additional condition is not required. The subject property is already subject to site plan control, and the property owners are required to obtain a an entrance permit from our Public Works Department. But I'm here to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay, thank you. Committee members, Wib.
Through you, Mr. Chair, to, I guess, Brady. There was quite a lot of communication went on between the applicant and several ratepayers. It sounds like everybody's happy now. I just have a question regarding site plan and how enforceable it is if for God forbid, the wheels fall off this. Is it registered on title, or how is enforcement accomplished?
Yeah. So the site plan agreement does get registered on title to the property. So it is enforced. So the site plan agreement does speak to parking, drainage, landscaping, and a few other items as well. Not really applicable for this application at this point.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Young, please.
Just a question of interest. In applying for a variance, it seems to me that the problem of the sewage system, why is it not addressed before the application even goes in for a variance? It seems to me that, you're adding a facility with quite a few students and teachers and a science lab, and why that wouldn't form a part of this.
So I can speak to that. A large majority of the time, staff will ask the applicants to reach out to the appropriate septic approval authority to obtain comments prior to the application submission. However, for this application, the owners will be required to obtain approval from the septic approval authority prior to getting a building permit application. I believe Darren can speak a little bit further to this, as I believe there is some construction undergoing currently for the septic system.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, it's maintenance. Sort of in our vetting process in pre-construction design and sort of review of the infrastructure, we identified some maintenance items with the existing septic bed, and had some reports from Azimuth Engineering, that addressing the capacity of the system. And then for clarity, this building is actually intended to replace an existing building that's at the end of its life cycle. So it's not to increase capacity at the school. We're basically maintaining the same number. It's just the Perry building is the academic building, and it's very antiquated and at the end of its life cycle.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments, questions? All right, if I could have a mover and seconder, please, to move this application forward. Moved by Greg, seconded by Len. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2023-0009-R, Rosso Lake School, to construct a 640 square meter building to accommodate additional learning space for staff and students, and requests variance to the following sections of zoning bylaw 2006-125. Minimum exterior side yard setback required 15 meters, proposed 6 for a variance of 9 meters. And loading space requirements, normally 1 loading space would be required for this size of building. None are in the plan, so there's a variance of 1 loading space. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the sketch submitted in the application. And the owner applies for and obtains a building permit for the building within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? Carried.
Okay, thank you, Darren. So the application has been approved. You'll get a letter from us in the next few days notifying you of the decision. And just to keep in mind, there is a 20-day appeal period as well.
Okay, thank you very much for hearing our application.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye now.
Okay, Madam Secretary, who's next?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So we have Atkinson next, and that's application number A-2023-0010H. And the purpose is to satisfy a condition of provisional consent approval and to recognize the existing development on the subject lands, requiring variance for an increase in lot coverage within the 60 meters of the shoreline, as well as a decreased side yard setback for the existing dock and boathouse. No formal correspondence was received.
Okay, thank you. We have someone from Planscape here. Do you wish to speak to your application, sir?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. My name is Stefan Sherbak from Planscape Inc., 104 Kimberley Avenue in Bracebridge, P1L1Z8. I'm representing the Atkinson family, and I've read the staff report in front of you and fully agree with their thorough planning analysis and recommendations. As noted earlier, this application is a condition of approval from a recently supported consent application that also included a similar policy analysis and obviously received support from your council back in November of last year. Included with the application is a planning justification brief, and we landed on the same review of the 4 tests that's contained in your staff report. And I would respectfully request committee's support with this application at this time and available for any questions. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Okay, thank you. Committee, questions? None?
Just the side setbacks are only a couple of a meter, or I don't know what the variance was before.
But, sorry, do you mean previous to the
Yeah, right.
line adjustment?
I can speak to that, but Stefan, I don't know if you want to add anything further to that. So the lot addition that was provisionally approved, it was to allow the parcel, it was 5.6 meters in frontage, I believe. So I think, so the variance now, it would have been 5.6 meters less than that.
Mhm.
Would you agree with that, Stefan?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I understand that the boathouse was compliant at the time. And because there's a small sliver of land that's been removed, hence the reason for the variance. Yeah, because at the bottom of the sketch, you can see that it actually meets you're very close to the 15-meter setback. So again, just taking a small pie off the shoreline frontage for is requiring this this variance.
And it's just for interest, it's actually a water setback, really. It's not a land setback.
Land setback, right?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Anything else from anyone? No. All right, I would ask for a mover and seconder then to bring the motion forward. Moved by Webb, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-23-0010-H Atkinson to recognize the existing development on the subject lands requiring the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, 6.25% is permitted. existing with the lot addition is now 8.65% for a variance of 2.4%. Minimum side yard setback for a dock, 15 meters required, 10.9 meters is existing for a variance of 4.1 meters. And minimum side yard setback for a boathouse, 15 meters required, 12.2 meters existing for a variance of 2.8 meters. All in favor? Carried.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Stefan.
Mr.
So you know the spiel, I'll save it for you.
Thank you very much. Is this one of the fastest committee nights ever? Did we break a record?
We're pretty close, I think.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you. All right, that's it for applications. Any other business from anyone?
Those were very nice. They-
Yeah. All right, none.
So, sorry, Mr. Chair, I'll just
Yeah.
throw out a quick reminder. The next
Sure.
expense sheets are due next month. So just keep track of any site visit mileage you're doing, and I'll send you guys a reminder next month as well.
I haven't sent last month's in yet, so I send them both in at once, okay?
That's fine, then we know.
Okay, folks, nothing else from anyone? It probably is one of the quickest, I'm pretty sure. Just out of interest, Brady or Lauren, is there a running tally of, what, are we on meeting number, 402 since Seguin got established? Does anyone keep track?
No, we keep track of the yearly, but might be something we could look into. We'd have to do a bit of digging, but no, I
Not
don't
important.
know the number, unfortunately.
All right. Very good. Could I have a mover and seconder to adjourn then, if we have nothing else? Len moves and Lee seconds that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:17 p.m. on Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023. Committee will hold its next hearing at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June the 14th, 2023, or at the call of the chair unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee consideration. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. 17 minutes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.